Everything that I'm seeing with Sparking Zero continues to impress me. This game is the ultimate Dragon Ball fans playground. It literally has everything. A big topic in Dragon Ball fandom are what ifs, where we talk about characters taking different paths and seeing how stories would unfold differently. In Sparking Zero, there's actually a new mode that allows people to create their very own what if scenario and upload it so that others can play it. This doesn't even sound real, and of course it's going to be limited due to the voice acting restraints and whatnot, but there are also story episode missions for what ifs that are voiced and created by the devs for us that will have cutscenes and stuff of that nature. So there is a best of both worlds middle ground type of deal here. Even local multiplayer is in this, but we're going to talk about that a little bit more later. There's a ton of new information that came up yesterday from a bunch of media and content creators who had a chance to play the game early. We will be linking down below all the full videos of gameplay and link all the channels of where they're from, so please feel free to check that out down below and comment what are your hype levels in the comment section. What are you hoping else gets announced? Let's get a discussion going. Dragon Ball in Unreal Engine 5 is just a match made in heaven. This game has the sharpness and lighting of Jump Force and the animation cell shading and quality of what you'd expect from a Dragon Ball style game. It's beyond perfect. The visual successor to Dragon Ball FighterZ and Kakarot. The lighting from power-ups on the ground and the grass flowing, it's even better than I imagined it would be from that very first teaser we got of Goku on Namek going Super Saiyan Blue. The amount of destruction that's possible in this game is exactly what Tenkaichi fans of the OGs would exactly want, plus more. Fusions and character supers, we got a lot to talk about in this video, guys, and you don't want to miss out on it, so hit that subscribe button and notification bell to help raise that 38% even higher. Now, let's get into this video. Fusions are actually going to be permanent through the entire battle. This goes for the Fusion Dance and Potara Earrings. There doesn't seem to be any mention of a time limit, and once you execute it, you're pretty much good to go. Cheeks are at the ready for the clapping. Transformations seem to have the ability to revert, however. I saw in Afro Senju's video that the computer controlled Vegeta, for some reason, reverted back to the base form and accepted the defeat from Super Broly and Holy Grace. Why did they do my goat like that? I hope that the what if fusions are still possible. Like in the Budokai games, we could do ridiculous fusions with a combination of characters, which had an insane amount of charm and a sweet amount of cursedness, like Tiencha. Speaking of what ifs, the very first example of the story mode what if that we see, we can choose to continue along with the regular story with Piccolo, but there is actually another scenario where Krillin, Master Roshi, and Piccolo jump Raditz, and it's freaking hype as shit. They don't show us too much of this, as most of the story content is very limited because of spoilers, but we have lots of gameplay from different creators, media, and B-roll provided. We even see another scenario where Goku goes Super Saiyan against the ape Vegeta after Krillin dies against Vegeta. We see this from Goku's first-person perspective too, of him holding Krillin's lifeless body, completely breaking so many boundaries, but I absolutely love it. I don't know how in-depth this is going to be. I would love to see if we actually get full character cutscenes. Maybe the choice is made in the first scenario where you take Krillin with you to fight against Raditz. We'll carry on into this scenario and we can unlock different branching paths of that nature. I don't think it's going to be that in depth, but shit, I would love it. The custom fan-made what if mode has a bio that reads, you can recreate your favorite battles from the Dragon Ball story or set up your dream story battle with your favorite characters. Share your creations with other fans and experience the battles brought to life by imaginations from around the world. This is going to provide endless content for Dragon Ball fans. It is something that I never would have thought to be possible. Obviously, it won't be as crazy in depth due to restrictions on voice dialogue, but we can select captions and even create our own Dragon Ball episode title screen. This is the ultimate content creator dream. No, it's the ultimate fan dream. Let's be real there. We're seeing just the bare bones implementations. We will later see more when the community gets their hands on it and just to see how much further in depth we can take things. Of course, they show us a Vegito Blue and Gogeta Blue scenario as soon as, like, we already knew that was going to happen. That's going to be one of the most popular ones people showcase. But as soon as GT is announced, we already know Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta versus God Blue Gogeta is going to be a highly created one. And so far, looking at all the transformations and all the character models within this game, I straight up love the way Super Saiyan 2 looks. It's always been my favorite form, whether it's on Goku, Vegeta, or Gohan. I've always gravitated towards it. So seeing it look badass as ever, and some crazy ass moves from Goku as well, is everything I freaking wanted. Even Super Saiyan 3. Super Saiyan 3 has some awesome animations as well. The shading on these characters are so breathtaking. And one of the coolest elements too, when we talk about destruction in this game, they're actually doing wild shit where, for one example, we see the World Tournament stage when Goku is doing like his big giant, I don't know, level 5, level 3 attack, the biggest super. Either character is doing it. We see in this perspective, Goku's doing it with the Spirit Bomb. We cut to the announcer of the World Tournament, and he is screaming at everybody to evacuate the World Tournament stage. And you see a little transition happen where everybody from the crowd is getting up out of their seats to run away. And then as soon as we get back to gameplay, what this now basically does is, instead of just destroying the entire field, it opens up the arena even more. We're seeing in the other gameplay footage, you can go further past the actual arena, go out even further. This footage from Syriax, he doesn't even know how far you could go. He was trying to see, but it just kept on going and going. So this stage could get even crazier, and this isn't just regulated to this stage. We could very well see this be happening onto many others in the game. Like, dude, they thought about everything with this, and I love it. Sparking Zero releases on October 11th and is aiming to transcend all other Dragon Ball games before it, and it looks to be doing exactly that. I can honestly see this game being serviced for even longer than Xenoverse 2 and Kakarot were. The amount of content pool is endless, and we have not even gotten official Dragon Ball GT stuff yet. Now, the combat was definitely given more depth from defensive mechanics and how your offense can work, which I'm happy about. Arena fighters can oftentimes suffer from generic inputs, especially in a game with such a huge roster, but I can already see cancel opportunities with some moves and character combinations we could take advantage of, plus game development has come a really long way when developing arena fighters of that nature. So, and which, by the way, balancing, completely throw it out the window. The characters will not be fighting on equal terms at all like in Dragon Ball FighterZ. The devs have straight up said that if you're using a human Earthling character and you're trying to go up against a God of Destruction, or let's say Gogeta, some of the later arc higher power level characters too, it's obviously going to be more in favor of the higher power character, which is great. Screw balancing. It means that if you're clapping someone up with Mr. Satan, they got to hold that L for the rest of their life and be publicly shunned on the internet. Joking. Sparking Zero is 1000% going to be used by fans to settle disputes on power levels and who beats who, and I am all for it. We could very well see things like if they add in DLC or later story portions, maybe GT stuff, we could also see them adding in more what if options, more scenarios, more dialogue options, more character mod. Like, this shit is endless, guys. This is going to be the ultimate Dragon Ball playground. The only thing we have yet to get true confirmation on, and if you guys have heard in the comments down below, please let me know, is crossplay and the netcode, which I think is very important. But of course, Bandai has a hard time giving us confirmations on this until much later. It's such a huge game. You're going to want to know this beforehand so you can make sure you get this on the best platform for you. I have all platforms, including a Fire PC. So for the best graphics and future mod support as well, I personally want to go with the PC Steam route. But I know there's a lot of people who will be playing on PlayStation and other consoles, so it'd be a major W if crossplay is announced. So this way the player pool can be much bigger. But of course, if that is the case, then in regards of netcode, we don't have any idea of whether or not they're going to be using rollback or what kind of netcode they're going to be using, if that's even something that they're considering. But I would hope that they could find a way to make it work. We'll have to wait and see, because between the character animations, the particle effects, just the graphics in general of all the crazy destruction that's happening, and the sheer amount of people that will be playing this game, because I promise you, this is probably going to be one of the most purchased Dragon Ball games of all time, maybe anime games of all time. The player pool is going to be absolutely massive, regardless of whatever platform it is you're playing on. But if they do crossplay, we got to find out a way to make the netcode the best that it possibly can be, man. But what is actually confirmed is the local split screen multiplayer. We've seen a lot of back and forth in recent weeks on social media of people saying that they've updated the PlayStation Store to say that there is going to be split screen co-op multiplayer, and then that changing and not being the case. Well, officially here, they straight up said that you can play with somebody on your couch in Sparking Zero, but the only catch is that it has to be done exclusively in the hyperbolic time chamber. Due to it being a late edition and using less resources, we are being limited to the void of the hyperbolic time chamber being the main stage for this. I do hope in the future they could do something about this, but hey, at least it's something, right? There are so many more updates to cover, and we will be doing more on the channel, but for now, I linked below all the content in this videos, linked in the description. Please check them out, show them all some love, and I'm gonna be bringing you guys more info as soon as we can. Now, I want you guys to comment down below, what are your hype levels for this game? What more do you want to see? Let's get a discussion going. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe if you are new. More Dragon Ball videos are on the way and you don't want to miss them. My name is BltzZ and thanks for watching.